Just me. Okay, so pull up a seat and get comfortable. And then let's extend our arms out, palms facing up this time for receptivity, since we really need a lot of that right now in the world. And then once you get settled in, close your eyes, sitting up tall. And just take the next few moments just to get acclimated to the shape that you just put your body in. And then also just tuning inwards, just paying attention to what's happening inside, how you feel in your body. And then emotionally how you feel. Just taking inventory, taking note of that. And just noting that this is right now your baseline. And through class, we'll expand and explore. And then you'll experience the shift in your baseline. And we're going more towards the expansive energy that's rooted in the grounding energy. And that grounding energy is really, really important, even though the class is going to be really dealing with, moving outward, a lot of expansion. That can only happen when we're stable. So plugging in, feeling supported, and then working from that space. So go ahead and invite intention in to practice, into your practice. What would you like more of? What do you want to pay attention to a little bit closer? What is going to help be your backbone? Not just in this practice, but throughout your day, throughout your life. What's the thing that you can lean back into? Once that's really clear for you, bring your hands to Namaskara at the center of your chest. And then we'll start with an Om together. Take a deep breath in. And with your next breath in, find your forehead with your hands, and then bow in towards your heart. Good. And then release. We'll start right away with Kapalabhati. So I think, Alana, you probably understand to modify. So maybe Samavriti is a good alternative. If you're not familiar with that, it's just an even ratio breath. So just like start out counting maybe a 3 second long inhale, pause, and then match your exhale for 3 seconds. And then you can expand upon that. I wouldn't go longer than like 6 counts just because, it's the beginning or so. But just go to your comfort level. And if you ever feel like it's too much, just like dial it down or, add on if you need a little bit more. So we'll start, and this will be 1 minute of Kapalabhati. So when you're ready, with your spine super straight, chin slightly pulled in, take a full breath in, and begin. About halfway. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release your belly. Take a full breath in. And at the end, we'll pause. So as your lungs fill up, lower your chin. And then if you know Mula Bandha, if you're practicing that, gently lift it up towards the base of your pelvis. And just seal in your breath in the container of your lungs, holding prana and feeling the elevation of energy. It's feeding into the heart space from the navel center. And then when you're ready to release, lift your chin, release Mula Bandha, and then exhale. And then just take 3 cleansing breaths. So full breath in, all the way down your spine. And then as you exhale, let the breath in rise up in reverse. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. So as you finish that last breath, keep your eyes closed, and then you'll just transition into the breath, your breath of choice, that you'll be taking through the rest of your practice. So that could be Samavriti, just an even ratio breath that helps, promote equanimity, promote that sattvic quality of balance. Or Ujjayi, if you need a little bit more heat in your life, go for it. Helps bring the focus inwards, helps create tapas, and helps burn away all that extra, all that stuff that is not self-serving in any kind of way. So transitioning into your breath right now. And then as you keep doing that, open up your eyes and then bring your hands to your heart. So starting at Namaskara, we'll just start with some arm movements. So reaching out, so reach straight out with your palms together. You're going to inhale. It's going to be a long breath. So still inhaling, and then you'll rise all the way up, connect your palms. You can look at your hands, and then exhale, draw your hands to the center of your heart. So again, radiating out, pressing forward through your palms, still a long inhale, smooth long inhale. As you rise up, gather your palms together, and then draw your hands to the center of your heart. And then again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just keep going. And, think of, so that, we're not just doing, empty asana. We're just going for a physical workout. Invite your intention into every aspect of your practice, especially when you do things, gesturing the hands together, bringing in more space to the heart, offering more space from the heart, infusing everything with your intention. So this becomes a offering, a prayer, if you will. Okay, one more time after this. And just bringing it home to the heart. All right, let's transition to our hands and our knees, and we'll start to warm up our spine a little bit more. If you're seated on something, you can scooch it off to the side, or if you have sensitive knees, you can always keep your blanket right on the middle of your mat the entire class, and pat up your knees, and then it's always there for you, and you don't have to worry about it. So hands underneath your armpits, and your knees right underneath your hip creases. Point your index finger forward. Slide your shoulder blades down your back, all the way down your back, and then pull the front of your rib cage in. You'll lift your gaze so you're looking just a couple feet forward, just so you're not drooping down through your head and rounding through your thoracic spine. So you have this neutral spine that's long in length from the crown of your head through your tailbone. So from here, we'll start with cat and cow. So lifting through your chest as you slide your shoulder blades down towards your tail, and your tail lifts, belly softens. As you exhale, initiate the rounding of your spine by drawing your navel up and into it for support. And then continue that motion. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. So we're going to add in that movement, incorporate that movement into a little bit more of a flow. So you'll inhale back to your knees, letting your belly soften and your chest lift, tailbone rises. And then exhale, draw your navel to your spine, and then rise up with your sitting bones into downward facing dog. And so we'll repeat that. Inhale, follow your breath forward, lift through your heart. Exhale, belly rises, and so do your hips. Inhale. Exhale. And then one more time, last one. Inhale. And then exhale, settle back into downward facing dog. So since we're holding this, and it's probably the first one that you've done, go ahead and add in movement. So it's walking out your heels, swaying your hips from side to side, even adding a little bit of a bend in your elbows, bringing some more movement into your arms, especially since they radiate out of the heart space. And then while we do all of these movements, even if I'm referring to some other part of our body or something else, just try to keep the connection to your belly. So the belly is the thing that's going to stabilize us. It's going to bring that sense of grounding into our lives, into our psyche, into the practice, all of it. And we need so much grounding right now. All right, and go ahead and walk your feet up, all the way up between your hands, and then soften your knees, fold down. Let your chest drape against your thighs. You can hold opposite arms with your hands and then take a sway with your upper body, loosening through your torso, bringing some space into the ribs. And we'll just keep the movement fluid. Movement is fluid. And come back to center, toe heel your feet all the way together. And then with your fingers on the floor, lengthen your spine to Ardha Uttanasana, so a tabletop. So if your fingers leave the floor when you do this, just soften your knees and then pull your chest forward, broaden through the collarbones, pull your chin in and reach through the crown of your head. Find an inhale, and then after you're through, exhale, fold your chest back to your legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale. Fold down. And one more time. Lift and lengthen. Exhale. And we'll fold down. Inhale, open up your arms, press down through your feet with soft knees, rise all the way up to standing. Gather your palms above you. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale, open up your arms as you fold down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, open up your arms, rise all the way up, gather your palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to the center of your chest. And then one more time, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Now lift and lengthen to Ardha Uttanasana and pause. Soften your knees with your gaze lifted. Walk your feet back to plank pose for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, lower all the way down to your chest on the floor. Slide your hands back so that they frame out your rib cage. Press into the tops of your feet. And as you squeeze your elbows together, start to pull and lengthen your heart up off of the floor. Lengthening away from your tailbone, drawing your chin in. You don't have to come up very high. Just see how far you can lengthen and extend through the crown of your head. You can even take your fingers off the floor too if you feel like you're using your hands to press yourself up. Deep breath in. Exhale, forehead to the floor. So you have an option here, curling your toes under. You can press up to all fours, or you can press up to plank pose, and then press back to downward facing dog. So we're here again. So it's the second held down dog. If you need a little bit more movement, add that in. Bring a little bit more play into your poses, more fluidity into your poses. Ground down through your heels. Inhale, lift them up. On your exhale, bend your knees, pull your hips back, either step or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Adding on Surya Namaskara B. Bend your knees deep. Touch your fingers on the floor so you can sit back as you push off of them, and then peel your ribs off of your thighs as you reach through your arms. Soften your shoulders down. Neutral neck, neutral gaze. You don't have to crank your gaze all the way up. That's totally up to you. But if you find the length in your spine through your neck is a little bit more comfortable, work with that. Take another breath in, and then as you exhale, fold, touch down. Inhale, lengthen and lift. On your exhale, step back. Plank pose, take a deep breath in. On your exhale, moving through your version of chaturanga. And your version of a back bend, cobra or up dog. If you're doing up dog, shoulders are back. And then exhale, use your navel to lift up, down dog. Walk your feet together. Lift your right leg high. Spread through your toes. Bend your knee and roll your hip open. Just giving yourself a little bit of space. With your next inhale, straighten your right leg. And then as you exhale, step through. Turn your left heel flat. Virabhadrasana B. So reaching up with both of your arms. And then we'll just hang here for a moment. So settle in through your legs. Find the foundation established through your feet. So you're feeling your feet flat to the floor. You're feeling the alignment in your legs, your right knee over your ankle, pressing down and out through the outside of your left ankle. Toes are lifted. And then pulling the energy up. Draw it up into your belly, seal it up against your spine, pull the outside of your right hip back. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows to goalpost arms and straighten your right leg. Inhale, you can take your gaze up. Bend your knee. Exhale. Maybe you draw your chin down as you straighten your leg and bend your elbows. Again, 3 more times. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Expanding through your heart. 1 more time. Exhale. And then moving through Virabhadrasana B, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, find the floor with both of your hands. Step back, pause, take a deep breath, and then exhale, super slowly descend. Inhale, find your back bend. And then exhale back to down dog. Legs together again. Extend through your left leg. Add the bend in your knee. Wide open through your hips. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your left leg, and then step through as you exhale, spinning your right heel flat. So establish your foundation right here. Toes are already lifted, feet are already active, knee is bent, back leg is strong and straight, left hip drawing back. Establish your steady gaze. Breathe here. We'll add on the radiating arms. So take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, goalpost your arms out, straighten your knee, open your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your chin in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale. And then exhale. Good. And then come right back into Warrior One. I think I said B before. My mind is a little bit all over the place right now. But you know what I meant. Good. One more breath in. And then on the exhale, your choice of going through the vinyasa, hands on the floor. You can either pause in plank pose, maybe just focus on your core, or go through your vinyasa, or you can always skip all of that and go straight back to dog. All the way back and breathe. Just catching your breath, regrounding, resourcing once again. Take one more breath in, lift your heels, and then as you exhale, pull your weight back, look past your hands, and bring it up. Lift out halfway. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart as you straighten your legs. So we'll go do that again, and we'll add on this time. So squat down. Inhale, rise up with your arms. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift out halfway. Exhale, travel back through plank pose, possibly a vinyasa. Breathing in, breathing out to dog. Reach your right leg high. Step through Warrior One. Left heel spins flat. Rise all the way up. Straighten your knee. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to the floor, and then you'll pause in plank pose. So just pause here. So we're going to move into Vashisthasana starting on the right side. So plug in your right hand flat, right under your armpit, and then spin over to the right side edge of your right foot. Stacking your ankles. If you need to modify, step behind your foot or your leg, bending your knee, and then press into it as you reach up. Reach up, radiating. You can leave your arm up. You can expand. Really just go with your own flow. What feels right in your body? How do you need to take care of yourself right now? With your next inhale, rise up. And then as you exhale, pause in plank pose and lower onto both of your elbows. So you're in a forearm version of plank. Roll over to the left arm. So you're going to spin over to the edge of your feet. So it's like a version of Vashisthasana. You can keep your fingertips on the floor. You can also modify by stamping your right foot right in front of your left leg, and then possibly extending your right arm high. Look anywhere between the ground and your hand. Find what feels the best in your neck. Stay steady with the breath. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, start with your gaze, bring it down. And then bring your right arm down. So now you're on your forearms once again. Deep breath in as you pull your chest forward. Press out through your heels. On your exhale, settle your hips to the ground. Untuck your toes. And then just a gentle sphinx right here. So drawing the shoulders back. Maybe taking your elbows just a tiny bit off of the ground. Draw your heart through the heads of your shoulders. Gentle gaze forward. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, return to the ground with your forehead. Slide your hands back, framing out your ribs. Inhale, press to plank or all fours. And then press back to downward facing dog. And then just have a little moment here. And then we'll continue on. So when you're ready, step through with your left foot. Turn your right heel flat. Rise up with both of your arms, rising up from stability. Settle in your gaze. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bending your elbows, straightening your leg. Inhale. And then maybe exhale one more time. And then reach up. Stay deep in your legs. And then as you exhale, find the floor. Pause in your plank pose. Same thing on the other side. So first establish steady strength. And then when you're ready, Vashisthasana to the left side. So spinning over to the left side edge of your heels. Reaching up with your right arm. Gazing anywhere between your hands. Modify as you need to. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, lower down to your forearms. Pause here. Press out through your heels, lengthening through your tailbone. And then when you feel steady, we'll rotate over to the right arm. So stacking your ankles, stacking through your legs. You feel free to use that left hand as a prop too. Bring your left arm up. Establish your gaze. Take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, return to your forearms. Same thing. Deep breath in, look forward. And then as you exhale, lower your pelvis to the floor. Point through your toes. And then maybe, moving to Sphinx, you slide your hands back a little bit closer to you as you lift. One more breath in. And then exhale, chest to the floor, hands slide back. Curl your toes under and press up through plank or all fours. And then back to down dog. Just breathing here. Just a couple breaths to acclimate and to integrate what you just did. With your next inhale, heels rise. And then as you exhale, bring your feet between your hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Chair pose once again, sitting low. It's completing that cycle, palms together. Find your next exhale as you bring your hands home. And then we'll go through that again. So go ahead and squat down, pretty deep. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, moving through chaturanga or just hanging out in down dog. Inhaling. Exhaling. With your next inhale, step through, right foot forward, left heel flat, Virabhadrasana, A. Exhale, bend your elbows, straighten your legs. Inhale, do it again. Exhale, chin is in. And then reach up through Vira A. And then as you exhale, find the floor, plank pose. So from here, right side Vashisthasana, rotate over. And just a few breaths here. It's coming right into it. Last one. And then exhale to your forearms. So super strong legs, press through your heels, pull your chest forward, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, rotate over to the left side. Reach your right arm up. Good. If you want to add on a little hip opening, you can possibly add on tree. If you feel like you're going to tip over because this is pretty tippy, just take your foot either in front of your leg or behind it. You'll still get the hip opening. Just pressing up. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, back to your forearms. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, lower pelvis to the floor. So from here, slide your hands back. Prop yourself up on your fingertips, squeeze your elbows, and then lift up into a cobra. Deep breath in. And then lower to the floor. Exhale. Press up through plank pose or all fours. And then back through downward facing dog. As you inhale, step through, left foot. Heel spins flat. Catch your next inhale and rise all the way up. Find your next inhale, expand. And then exhale, straighten your leg, bend your elbows, radiate open. Inhale, bend into Vira A. Exhale, chin is in as you straighten. And one more time. Exhale, back down to the floor. Vashisthasana on the left side. So twisting over, opening up through your right arm. Good. Just a couple more breaths. Your next exhale, you find the floor, forearms down. Pause here. Find your stability. And then from there, rotate over to your right forearm, stacking your ankles. Possibly playing with like a version of the hip opener, tree, foot behind your leg or in front. Your choice. Find your next exhale, and then arms to the floor. So settle in here, and then we'll just do like a little mini bow pose. So Alana, if you want, so I think you're probably pretty early in your pregnancy, I'm assuming, because I can't tell. You can maybe try Sphinx pose, but not stretching so much through your belly. All right, so just a little bit more of like the heart space opener. And then everybody else, if you want to reach back, bend your knees, and then just test out Dhanurasana. It'll be a preview for later. So thighs moving towards the center. Keep a gap between the insides of your legs. Press with your legs first. So you're already feeling that in your chest. And then from there, grow into it. Let your legs lead the way. And then pay attention to how you're breathing, just so that you can really listen and see how deep you can go, or maybe not so deep. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, lower to the floor, draw your navel in. And then when you're ready, your inhale presses you up to plank. And then back to downward facing dog. Couple breaths to calm down, to integrate. With your next inhale, heels rise. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop. Lift and lengthen as you inhale. Exhaling, fold your chest to your thighs. And then with straight legs, open arms, rise all the way up. Gathering your palms together, right at the center of your heart. So we'll go ahead and move into some standing balancing poses, Vrikshasana, tree pose. So find something steady in front of you to gaze towards, preferably eye level. And then just organize Tadasana all around that. Straight spine, plugged in legs, shoulders back, open hands. And then start to bring your weight into your left leg. Feel it fortify. And then choose your right foot variation, either a kickstand, heel resting above your ankle, or right at the calf, inner thigh. And then this time, take your hands behind your back. Usually, I know we practice at Namaskara or even hands overhead, but just try your hands behind your back. And I'll just turn to the side because I'm not mirroring you, and I know that can be confusing. And then as you stretch your arms back, focus on your upper arm bones, not the bottom part of your arms, but the upper arm bones to really address the opening the heads of the shoulders. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can start to elevate your gaze. Just kind of go with the expansion through your chest, feed it in through your throat. Good. And then tuck in your chin and release your arms off to the sides, and then bring your arms out in front of you. You're going to bind your palms again, flip them inside out, and then press, and then see if you can round through your upper back a bit. Draw your belly in so you feel solid. You can draw your chin in. And then start to bring your arms overhead, and as you do so, your shoulder blades slide down. The rounding in your upper back goes away. Your ribs soften in. Your legs still stay strong. So we'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Go ahead and release. Spread your fingers along the way as you lower your arms down. Once your arms are down, stand into your legs, and then just take a moment with your eyes closed to pause and plug right back in. Give your body a chance to assimilate, integrate, adapt to what you just did. And as you find your stability again, let your eyes open. Slide your feet together so you're finding your strong Tadasana. And then shift your weight into your right leg. Make it strong. And then set up your legs in your version of tree. So ankle, calf, thigh. One of those variations. Hips are open. And then reach your arms behind you and just do the opposite thumb on top. You know, one thing to consider too, which I know that we're, switching the grip in our hands, is, just focusing on the left side. Left side of the body is the moon energy. It's the feminine energy. And that is the type of energy that, just the world in general needs right now. Softening, listening, less harshness, more of the mother love. Good, and then very slowly just release the arm bind. This is reaching your arms out, spreading through your fingers, and then just bring them out in front of you. Interlace, turn your palms inside out, press them away, and then start to round your back. So doing that opposite action. So we did a little bit of the cat-cow, the lifting with our chest as our arms are behind us, and now the hollowing out of our chest as they are in front of us. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your arms overhead, pressing through your palms as your shoulder blades descend. And then slowly releasing, letting your hands reach off to the sides. And then once they're at your sides in Tadasana, bring your leg to meet up with your arms. And then close your eyes. Have a moment here. Have a moment to reground, reestablish stability. Breathe right into the navel space, all the way down, and focus there. Focus on your power here. And then let your eyes open. Just one more little flow. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, take it back. Optional vinyasa. Otherwise, down dog, because we'll meet up there anyways. Reach up with your right leg as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, step through. Left heel spins flat, leading with your left arm, Virabhadrasana B. So spreading through your arms, sinking down through your legs, reaching out through the center of your body. Turn your right palm upside down, left hand down your leg, and then reverse your warrior. Humble warrior. Okay. And then from here, you're going to go right into half moon pose. So reach out as far as you possibly can. So you're on your fingertips. They're just outside the alignment of your pinky toe. And then just gently push off your back leg. Keep your gaze grounded to begin with as you set up your legs. Toes are lifted and spreading. You're pressing out through your left heel, turning your left hip open so it's stacking. And then possibly add the top left arm. Spreading through your chest. Good, and then adding Chapasana after that long hold. So possibly reaching for your ankle or your shin, and then pressing into your left hand to open up your left shoulder. Good, and then gently release through Ardha Chandrasana. And then as you exhale, take a long step back, find your warrior two legs, and then come right back up through, up at reverse, all the way up and through. And then come back to the floor. Hands to the ground. Optional vinyasa to integrate. Spend the time in your back bend, shoulders back. And then press back to downward facing dog. With your inhale, left leg rises. Step through, exhaling, establishing your foundation through your feet. Leading with your right arm into Virabhadrasana B. Sinking down. So once you have the stability here, the steadiness, it's all about expanding from the center. So from the belly, radiating up and out through your heart. Turn your left palm upside down, right hand drops down, and then reverse. And then slow motion transition. As you exhale, come all the way forward. Drop into your hand. And it's a gentle shift into your half moon. So again, feel your rock solid steadiness that you've created through your body, providing the platform for everything else to expand from. Okay, time to add on Chapasana if you are adding on that option, reaching for your shin or your ankle, and then pressing it into your hand. Such a good quad stretch. This is also anything stretching out your quads, guys, FYI, is a really good one to release, the fight or flight, the anxiety, all that stuff. Good. Go ahead and release back into half moon. And then go ahead and step back, coming through your strong, stable warrior two. And then return to the floor. So integrating with your optional vinyasa, any way that you choose. So important to remember that, this is your practice. You're taking care of yourself right now. So we got to listen in, tune in. Okay, go ahead and lower your knees to the floor. Touch your toes together. And then just slide back into a child's pose. You can even bring your hands into Namaskara on the ground with your forehead down. And just take a moment here for yourself to, get back in touch. What is your purpose? What do you need more of? What is your intention? Why do you practice? All right, when ready, go ahead and sit on up. So I'm going to give you some options here. So Shirshasana, headstand. So that's an option right there for your inversion this way. And then also, if you want to work on Pincha Mayurasana, especially because we did a lot of like arm opening, strengthening inner chest and opening the upper back, you are welcome to do that, and I'll break that down. If you are newer to headstand, maybe practice against the wall just so that you feel stable, because again, that is also one of the points of class, is to feel supported. So the wall is an excellent tool to use. If you're practicing Pincha Mayurasana, meet me in your forearm plank right now, and then we'll work from there. You can also go right into it too. You don't have to wait for me. Okay, so here's your forearm plank. Make sure that your elbows are underneath your armpits, and then your wrists align with the width of your elbows. Press down through your thumbs and your index fingers, and then drop your head as you start to pike up through your hips. Now, if you have tight hamstrings and a tight low back, you might want to do this with your knees bent. It'll give you a little bit more room so that you can start to experiment with walking your feet in and bringing your hips over your elbows. Head drops down. So you can practice just right here and stay in prep, because this will help strengthen all the places that will help hold you up eventually when you do go upside down. If you want to add on from there, lift up your right leg while your head is dropped down. It'll eventually change, but for right now, keep looking back. And then switch. Left leg high, working on closing your left hip. And then lowering down. If you need a little break in between, sit back into child's pose with your arms alongside your body, so your feet closer towards your feet, head down. And then we'll go ahead and try the full version. We'll see how that goes over here. So elbows down just like you did before, and you can go right up into your down dog version. And then lift your gaze towards your thumbs the whole time. Walk your feet in as close as you can get them. Lift up one leg, and then just try just like little hops off the bottom leg. Keep your top leg straight. Pressing through your elbows and your hands. When you're ready to come down, one leg at a time. Keep your head low, knees wide, and then rest in child's pose with your arms back. And you are welcome to give that another try if you'd like. Otherwise, continue to rest. All right. So we'll do a little counter action. So when you're ready, sit up, and then we'll move into Anahatasana. Reach your arms out in front of you. And then walk your knees back so that they're right beneath the crease in your hips. And then lower your heart towards the floor. So if your heart doesn't reach the floor, which is, actually pretty common, we tend to be tight in our upper back, you can always put a block, or if you don't have one, just grab a couch pillow or something and give yourself a little bit of a lift. You don't always have to go so deep in everything. And you can turn your forehead to the floor if it's uncomfortable for your neck, sideways. If you're able to bring your chin down your chest to the ground, then you possibly might be able to bring your chin to the floor too. Palms down. Draw your belly in. Now press into your hands and then rise up, belly in. Walk your hands in and then walk your legs back. So find your kind of like Sphinx setup. Turn your palms upside down so they're facing up. And then you're going to cross your forearms right in front of each other and start to walk your elbows past each other until you have like an X with your upper arm bones right above your chest. Palms up. And then from here you can lower your chin down to release the space between your rhomboids, between your scapula, upper back area. And if you need a little bit more, if you're pretty open in that space, curl your toes under and then very slowly shift your weight forward so you have a little bit more weight on your arms. If you tried that and it feels too much, just go in reverse. Back it up a little bit. And then we'll release the side and switch our arms. So start with lifting of your head, bend your elbows, and then walk your elbows apart. And then you might need a little moment here before you switch arms. And when you're ready, palms upside down. Bring the opposite forearm in front. And then same thing, you just walk your elbows past each other. And settle in. Add a little bit more depth if you need to by bringing more weight over your arms, tucking under your toes, and sliding forward. This is like the hug that we all need, that big deep hug, especially right now when we can't really be around anybody. When you're ready, go ahead and lift up your chin, bend your elbows, and then walk your arms apart. And then you can lower all the way down just to take a rest. You can make a pillow with your hands and turn your head one way. Good. And then from here, I'm going to give you guys some options. So for back bending. So Dhanurasana, you're already on your belly, so you can go right into it. If you practice it, if it's already part of your practice, you can go for it. Otherwise, I will explain it. The second alternative is bridge pose, Setu Bandha. So Lana, if you want to do this already, you can totally do it. You can do it any way that you want. I've been on like a restorative Setu Bandha kick personally. Yeah. So you know what to do. But just make sure wherever you are, you just take care of yourself, all of you. So forehead on the floor, knees bent, semi-flex your feet. Hold on to the space right on top of your ankles. And if you have the flexibility in your shoulders, you can always crawl your hands down to the base of your shin bones. And then pretend like you're already squeezing on a block. So you still have the gap between your legs are super engaged, tailbone is lengthened. And then start with your legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, belly in towards your spine, and then use your legs to press them back and up. So your legs are already moving into Dhanurasana. And then the upper body is an afterthought. It's not what leads you there. But it's definitely what receives a ton of benefit. The expansiveness that we've been talking about and focusing on. Spread that into your shoulders. And if you're in bridge pose, same thing. Focus on the heart space. And then focus on all the things that are associated with the heart space, all of us. Generosity, love, kindness, all of that. And then, of course, our intention. We can't forget that. Take one more breath in. And then go ahead and lower. Turn your head to the opposite side that it was before when you came down earlier. And then if you're in bridge pose, you can just move the block out of the way and just knock your knees together. All right, and then we'll transition onto our back. So if you're already there, good. All right, so moving into shoulder stand. So like I mentioned, I've been on a little restorative kick. If you want to practice with a block underneath your hips, go ahead and do so. You can also use a wall in that combination. But again, it's all about support. Just getting a good proper inversion of fluid, a good leg drain of lymph, blood, and also to, the thing that we can't, really put our finger on, but we know it's real, the energetic shift. Feeling the nourishment, the flow down towards your heart. And then just a steady, soft gaze wherever you are. Let that inform the rest of your body. Your shoulders, your back, your hips, anything that tends to kind of be the go-to default for tension. Let's bring awareness there. Bring softness there. Bring space. Invite flow. So if you are comfortable where you are in your shoulder stand version, you can stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to offer up halasana, so folding your legs over your head. And the only reason is, the main reason is just to really, again, address the relaxation factor, the restorative factor, getting the parasympathetic system a little bit more stimulated, which means that we relax more. Stretching the entire posterior side of your body. And this is something that we all need, just, folding in half in any shape, standing, lying down, folding over your thighs, it doesn't matter, but just folding over. And then we'll release. So stretch out your arms so that they're on the mat, palms down, and then start to press into them a little bit more. And then use your abs as you slowly, slowly descend, rolling down your spine. Try to keep your thighs in super close to your chest. And you'll start to feel each little segment of your spine a little bit clearly, a little bit more clear as you roll down. If you want to release your neck in, like the traditional way that most of us have probably learned it, fish pose, this would be your time. So set up your hands so that you're sitting on top of them. Your thumbs are towards each other. Your elbows are right underneath your shoulders or as close as you can get them. Press into them. And then from there, start to spout your heart up like a fountain, lifting up towards the ceiling, arching through your low back. And as you squeeze your shoulder blades together, very gently and slowly lower your head down into the cushion that you just made in your upper back. Open up your throat. Let's take 3 lion breaths here, Simhasan. So with your head back, take a deep breath in, close your eyes, squeeze your face really tight. And then exhale, tongue out towards your chin, cross your eyes. Again. And then releasing, keep your face soft, eyes closed. Lift your head, pressing through your elbows. Let's pause here for a second. Slide your elbows off to the sides, and then lower all the way down to your shoulder blades. Release your hands, and just take a moment here just to settle in right there. Settling in. Just giving yourself, again, a chance to integrate, a chance to adapt. So we'll move on to twists. Any twist that you would like. So from the space that you're in right now, you can also skip it if your body is telling you that you're fine. Take a twist to the right for a few breaths. Your choice, yogi's choice. And then a twist to the left for a few breaths. And as I mentioned, before, even when we work on the right side of our body, just bringing in that element of softness, toning down the sun, toning down the fire element within us, inviting in more of the softness, the mother energy. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come back to center. And we'll transition to Yoga Nidra, but I'll start you in Shavasana. So the exception, since Shavasana is not usually held super long, just fold up a blanket or just something that would give you a little bit of a cushion underneath the back of your head. Just because if you're laying on a hard surface, you will feel that in about a minute, just because your skull becomes heavy. So you just lay that down, just like a little pillow. Back to my little restorative, I'm a restorative pusher. Put something underneath the backs of your knees. Optional. You don't have to, so no pressure, but it's just there just to give you some more room on the backside. And then enough space between your legs so your feet, the insides of your thighs are not touching. And when you lie down, usually in Shavasana we have our arms, kind of wide. Bring them a little bit closer towards the sides of your body. So you can feel like the energy of your arms framing out your ribs. And then fix your shoulder blades so that they're underneath your back. And find the alignment in your neck. Chin is not too deep and it's not too lifted. You just have a natural curve in your cervical spine. It's relaxing. And then the last thing, once you are all settled in with your body, if it's pretty bright where you are, cover your eyes with something. It doesn't even have to be like a formal eye cover. It can just be like the sleeve of a shirt that you have nearby. Anything just to kind of block out the light and help you relax a little bit more. And then once you're here, bring your awareness to your belly. And just watching your navel float up towards the ceiling as you inhale. And then as you exhale, that softness as it floats back in. And just over and over. Awareness on the navel center. Awareness in the space that is responsible for the transformation of everything else. If we want to work on the heart, we start with the navel. If you want to bring a little bit more insight in and communication through the throat and the third eye center, then we work on the navel. If we want to work on that full samadhi evolution, we work on the navel. The navel is the gateway. Allow your body to fully sink in. And then bring your awareness up and into the third eye space, ajna. this place where insight lives, wisdom. And then begin to envision a blue flame here. This will be our visual that we'll use in our points through Nidra. A blue glowing flame. And then bring your awareness to the throat space. And just pause here. And once again, envisioning a blue flame. Blue because this represents healing. And bring your awareness to your right shoulder. Blue flame here. Softening and releasing. Bring your awareness to the inside of your elbow, right side. Shift your awareness to your right wrist. Blue flame, healing, softening, receiving. Tip of your thumb. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Pinky. Awareness at your wrist. Inner right elbow. Right shoulder head. Center of your throat. Just pausing here. And shift your awareness to your left shoulder head. So again, envisioning your blue healing flame. Inside of your left elbow. Softening. Inside of your left wrist. Left thumb tip. Index finger. Middle finger. Ring finger. Pinky. Pausing again in your wrist. Softening here. Inner left elbow. Left shoulder head. Rest your awareness at the throat center. So again, envisioning your blue healing flame. Bring your awareness to the right side of your chest. Back to the center of your heart. The left side of your chest. Center of your heart. Just pausing here. Bring your awareness to the center of your navel. This place where change happens. And then drop your awareness right above your sacrum, on the back side of the pelvis. And shift your awareness with your visual to your right hip socket. Pause here. It's releasing. Shift your awareness to your right knee joint. Right ankle. Right big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. pinky toe, right ankle, right knee joint, right hip joint, deep into the sacrum. Pause here. Shift your awareness to the left hip socket, left knee joint, left ankle, soften, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, left ankle joint, left knee joint, left hip joint, deep into the sacrum. Let's pause here. Bring your awareness back to the navel. And let it rise up towards your heart space. It's pausing. And then the throat space. It's pausing. And then resting once again in the third eye. Allow your body to deeply rest. Allow your mind to rest while we remain awake in consciousness. Lingering in this space between the awake state and the sleeping state. It's allowing yourself to deeply heal. The body sleeps. The mind is resting. But we remain awake. We remain aware. Keeping your eyes closed. Let's bring some movement to your fingertips and your toes. And then bring your hands to Namaskara right over your chest and rub your palms together. So creating quite a bit of friction so you can create some heat out of this. And then separating your palms, you'll cup the center of your palms over your eyes. And then once your eyes are covered, open your eyes into your palms. So just receiving that healing energy from your hands into your eyes, feeding into your nervous system. And then just lower your eyelids halfway, and then just gently take your hands away from your face, making your way over to your right side. Let's pause here. And then finding your seat. And once you plug right back into your seat and you're upright and still, you've created this wide open receptive container. And allow the first thing that you think about to be your intention again. So just completely take advantage of the situation at hand, space and receptivity, and fill it with something positive. And lean into this positivity, especially in these times that we need so much support. It's knowing that you have the capability to do that. Let's bring our hands to our heart. And then we'll close together with a collective Om. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands from your heart to the center of your forehead, and then bow beneath your chin, honoring yourself, honoring each other for sharing a practice together, and then always listening in, tuning inwards to your inner teacher, always the wisest source. Om Bolo Satguru Bhagavan Ki, Jai Ma, Adi Om Tat Sat, Namaste.